are you ready for your last act of the evening? Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the fabulous Prescott.
I am Prescott, and I am not unnecessarily tall. That did not work out well for me. But that's okay. My career has had a strange arc, a backwards arc if you ask my parents to define it. I started as a... Thank you. My people have parents over here. I started as a fancy pants corporate sustainability consultant. I became a green builder and a green sustainable design consultant after that. And then most recently, I taught sustainability in a school. And that wasn't a joke. What this life on the moral high ground has taught me can be summed up like this. It is easier to explain something to a 4-year-old than to a rich developer. Are you all developers? Or your racist relatives. You're all racist relatives? Who came here? I say racist relative as a shorthand. There's an overlap between like climate deniers and racist relatives. I find it, I hate talking about climate deniers anymore, so I just say racist relatives as a timetable. Also, fun fact, 4-year-olds and racist relatives and climate deniers have basically the same understanding of how science works. So it all works just to lump them into one thing. So it's fine. I say it's easier to explain something to a 4-year-old, and that's only mostly true, right? Like, it is still heartbreaking to ruin a child's hope for a future. But someone's got to do it. And that's me. That's right. Y'all remember that Whitney Houston song, I Believe the Children of the Future? Like, it's the belief that I have a problem with, right? Like, I don't need her to believe that, right? It's just literally true. Like, the children are the future. Like, we can do the math on it. It's like a climate discussion. It's what we call a fact. That can be demonstrated by experts with evidence. Try explaining that to your racist relatives. They probably won't listen to Whitney anyway. So don't worry. But maybe a 4-year-old, I found, will ask the most perfect, deep, biting question with like total innocence in their eyes, just to be little fuckers. Right? Mr. Prescott? Mr. Prescott, if the plastic kills the turtles, well, why did you make the plastic in the first place? And I have to explain to her, look, turtles don't vote. So fuck them. Just become a rich developer or someone's racist relative. You'll be so much happier and apparently more likely to be elected president. Who else is here? Look, you tell me what's better, being rich and eating Mr. Turtle soup, or having a soul. You stupid little communist. It's hard to believe, but I don't work at that school anymore. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Here's the thing with that one though. Whitney did not have to work with large groups of children. You can't let them lead anything. They're terrible. They're kids, right? Okay, Comedy Girl was right? That we were short-sighted on the single-use plastic thing, all right? And we were like, blah, blah, blah. We decimated a few delicate ecosystems. But she went to recess with no pants on, right? She didn't forget them. She didn't like the noise they made when she ran, right? So, don't get me wrong, she is still my hero for being solutions-oriented. but you can't lead that way, right? Like you can't go to a boardroom like that twice. It's a good way to go from fancy consultant to builder. That's how you do that. So no, the kids don't forget things. Adults forget things. Well, people my age forget. I forget things. This is why. I didn't know it was because I was an improv teacher, but apparently it's why you forget things. Yeah, call back. Thank you. Ajay. Now I have actually forgotten. I forget things. This is how I know freaking intelligent design is bullshit, right? Like, how intelligent is this? I get old, I go blind, right? My nuts descend like 6 inches, and I forget things. And my nuts descend like 6 inches. The only cool thing about forgetting stuff is rediscovering them with fresh eyes, right? Well, slightly more blind eyes, fresh eyes. I recently rediscovered the find and replace function in electronic documents. Who uses that function? Everybody? Yeah, me too. Now. Again. It's a really cool function. You can find all the words you need and replace them with words that are more fun, right? So, yeah, well, what you're supposed to use that for is like updating documents or like taking out words that we're not supposed to say anymore, like county girl. Nuts, baby. And I don't know. Whitney. You can take them all, or you can change a stolen document into something that looks like an original document. But that's not what I could do. I would never do that. None of you all laughed a little too much at that. No, but that's not what I do. I play Mad Libs with public documents about climate change, which is way fun. I can take a crucial, important, well-meaning, and really boring-ass document and make it interesting to people who are in positions of power, who can actually affect change from these documents, and who mostly seem to be creepy old men. Nuts have descended to say that. So I can take the boring concept and they're like coral reef, and change it to concepts that are way more interesting to these people, right? Like underage intern. Grow up. Or let them grow up. So you can check this out. I went to change the document. You take the most recent special report on climate change, which I renamed Hot World Erotica. You have to Google that now, not from work. Work computer. Written by the United Nations Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, which is Spice Girls. Now it reads, if we allow the climate to rise 1.5 degrees, no longer 2 degrees, then we will see a destruction of 70 to 90% in coastal breast size. Sad. I did a find and replace. Sounded confused over here. Sea level rise will reach around 0.77 meters. Now, reach around was already fun, so I left that one alone. Call me later. And it will take a lot of work for all of us as a global community to reach pre-industrial levels of nocturnal emissions. I am very excited about those new levels. I hope you are too. I found a way to talk about climate change so adults are interested, and it all seems to be about going to recess with our pants off. You all have been wonderful. Thank you very much.